Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It is Tuesday evening, about 8:40 on Eastern Time, and I'm doing this from this video from my hotel room. So please, I beg you to put up with the poor sound quality and with the fact that it's coming a little bit later than what I like to get these things done. So, before we get started, let me just remind you that this video and the website are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. Well, today we see on this 30-minute chart a little bit of weakness, and it's whoops, hey, what the heck was that? It's as if the markets just don't quite know which direction they want to head. And we get an up day, then we get a down day, then we get few up days, then we get some down days, then we get a few up days, then we get a few down days. And really, if you look at this chart, let's extend it out just a little bit more to our left, so we see it in a little bit more context. The S&P has gone nowhere in about 5.5 weeks. We are at a level right now that we were at back in the middle of November. So you can see, here we are, we got up a little bit more, got up again. This made what appears to be a head and shoulders top formation, with this line right here being the neckline. That line broke, but not by a technically significant margin. And you remember the day that we got down underneath this line, I made a couple comments to the effect that it didn't look like a break. You know, usually when you see a neckline break, it's as if there's a weight on that line, and when it breaks, the weight falls. That's not what happened. So I'm just kind of to be frank, I'm in a little bit of a state of not shock, but just a little disbelief that this pattern has not resulted in a move down to the mid-1740s, which is what it should do. Now, there's a reason why that may not be happening, and that is because we've had an inverted head and shoulders pattern back here in the early part to the middle of November, and if we extend that trend line out to the right, that is the extended neckline of that pattern, and that extended neckline so far has been holding the S&P up. So, this is like dueling patterns. We have an inverted head and shoulders pattern right here that immediately turned up and turned into what appears to be a head and shoulders top. I don't know how many times I've seen that happen, but that's sure what it looks like. So today we came down, and let me show you where we bounced, because I think this is significant. Looking at a 5-minute chart, if I highlight this line right here, you will see that pretty much describes where things were prior to the gap up yesterday. So we came down right to gap support, and then we started a little bit of a rally, not much, but a little bit, nothing to write home about by any stretch at all. So to make a long story short, I am still looking at these two lines as being important. The ability to stay over this one tells us that our larger head and shoulders pattern that's in this blue square here, we only see the last half of it in this shot, but that this pattern may fail to produce the downside that we're looking for. But this is the neckline. This is the line that if it breaks by a technically significant margin, then you need to look for the 1740s. This line is the extended neckline for our inverted head and shoulders, and it appears that this is the line that so far has been keeping the S&P from being taken down underneath this line by that technically significant margin. Now remember, what is technically significant? What do I mean by that? Well, it's pretty much just accepted that a 1% break in an index or in a fairly highly priced low beta stock would be technically significant. If you're dealing in a 30-cent stock that has a 3.6 beta and it goes down 3%, that's 10%, that may not be technically significant. But we're talking about an index here, or also a well-known stock, let's say a Home Depot, an airlines, or Boeing. Just, you know what I'm talking about. Now, before I quit rambling, I'm going to draw one more line on this chart in hopes that we discover a way to have some idea as to when the S&P is ready or is able to mount a significant rally. And I'm going to throw this line up here, and let's make it orange. And you can see we have, interestingly, 1, 2, 3 touches over here. Then we have a significant dip underneath it. And now we have 1, 2, 3 touches on this line over the past 2 days. I'm not saying that this is an inverted head and shoulders here. This would be an odd looking one if it were. But this may be, what we may be seeing here is a different pattern that looks like a head and shoulders top, but it could be that we are looking at instead, come on, create my line. We could be looking at a descending wedge pattern. I'm just saying, we've got these now as bottoms, and we've got these as tops. And if we can get over this orange line, then the wedge pattern itself says it's not a great result, but the wedge pattern, when you get over that line, the minimum target is typically the level that was in place before the wedge started to form. So if we can get over this line, I would be looking for a retest up here in the around 1812, 1810, something like that. So guys, there's your video for December 17th, 2013. By the way, just so you know, I got reamed in the markets today. I had a stock that I'm still up about 25% in, but before today I was up about 60. If that tells you anything. So one of my energy stocks just got pounded today. Did not feel good, but it happens to everybody from time to time. I think, you just got to look at the chart and say, hey, lost a little bit today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. So guys, there's your video for December 17th. Appreciate you taking time out of your day for looking at this. I want to say hello to new subscribers. Thank you for signing up. And by the way, I want to let you know well, it doesn't matter if I tell you, because if you're watching this, you already know. But basically, sometimes when I'm out of town, I will give a new subscriber a temporary password. So Those of you who are new, I hope you got your temporary password and you're on the site right now and you're looking at this. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.